Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. And Samantha would like to remind you that she's going to be at the Solar Bear Games on January 26th.
Tonight.
Tonight?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm there right
It's
now, baby.
$5 beer night.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm already
yeah.
drunk.
Oh, my
Yeah,
stars.
yeah. I guess even talking about it now doesn't really
Yeah,
help
it was
it.
stupid of me to say that. I looked at the board and
I
I'm like,
forgot what day it
hey.
was, too.
Yeah,
She's
fine.
there. Plug something else.
The Smash Beer Fest is this weekend, this Saturday. That's in Longwood. That's January 28th. And then the Orlando Science Center has their Spark STEM Fest. That's coming up February 17th through the 20th.
Yeah, I mean, you can
And-
take your family to that, but there is an adult night on the 18th. It's $19. It's awesome, and I think you'll absolutely enjoy hanging out with the folks at the Orlando Science Center.
Yeah, have some beers, some drinks,
Learn a
walk
little
around.
bit,
Yeah.
and see. You might want to
nice.
sign up. I'm a member and have been since Maisie was born.
It's an amazing facility.
It really is, and at its very bottom level, it's just a nice air conditioned building. I'll just say, that. You know,
Speaking of that bottom level, they're redoing all the animal exhibit down there.
putting a lot of time and money into that.
It's
Yep.
gonna be nice when
It's
it's
going to
done.
be amazing. On the line with us right now, you know him and you love him, or maybe you don't. It is our good friend Canadian Josh. What's up, Josh?
Hello, America. How are you guys doing? Good to see you guys again.
Good day.
Unfortunately, not in person this time,
Yeah,
but Zoom's, I guess, as close as we can get.
I like your backdrop. I like you have skates.
Yeah,
you
I
have a
put
helmet.
that up specifically for Tom in hopes that he would hate it because I just
He never
fashioned
noticed
this
it.
like
Didn't
20
even
minutes
notice it.
ago.
Yeah, didn't even notice
It's fun. That's why I thought it might make
Yeah.
Tom mad.
He doesn't care about
Well,
it. Didn't even notice it.
Listen, I'm not. I mean, this may make a
He's
lot of
oblivious.
Canadians mad, but I don't like when you have a leaf in your flag.
Why?
Because leaves
Weak.
are weak.
Leaves are weak. Yeah.
I
The
like a
leaves
good
are weak.
stars
You're
and
weak. That's
bars.
a- yeah, that's a-
Bars.
yeah, you like bars.
I like
Bars are-
bars.
bars
I
are
like
strong.
stars.
Bars are strong.
Yeah.
Stars are strong.
Leaves,
Leaves. It's leaves, not leaves.
Whatever.
Leaves?
They're
Leaves are in tables.
they're crumbly. They blow around everywhere.
They're
It's,
crumbling.
it's,
Okay,
you
there
know.
it is. You heard it here first.
Yeah. They
Welcome
blow
to-
Worse
away
than
from
that
the
is
fight.
somebody who talks to their dog, right, Tom?
Yeah,
You
we
guys
were
wanna get
talking-
into that. We were kind of doing that in the warm-up.
Yeah, in the warm up before the show, we were arguing with Tom about because Josh was like, and this was like a really almost a moment. You know, we've known Josh for a while, but you know, we through this relationship, it's give and take. He shared something a little more intimate with us. He shared that his pug Hank, he does baby voices and talks to it and does a voice for it. He said he won't do it on the air. We'll work up to it. Maybe in a couple years we'll get it. But I was doing the voices that I do for my dog Dansby. I scratch his belly and I'm like, "Look at you! You're the best dog. Look at you! Are you a little guy? Are you from Missouri? Are you from Missouri? You are from Missouri." That's how I do it.
Tom, you never did that with Lena? Never any sort of, hey, girl, want some more pain pills? Nothing like that?
Yeah.
No.
Snapping those flies. Yeah.
No, I mean, like
How
I
much
said,
did-
I scratch her back or whatever, I pet her,
This is a dog. Hello, dog.
but I wouldn't baby talk. It just, I don't get anything out of it. I understood the BDM that
Wow, is it
emailed me. They're like,
selfish?
that. Well, no,
I don't get anything out of it.
But the dog doesn't either. Talking, he told me.
They
does.
wag their tails.
Yeah.
They give you kisses.
When I talk to Dancer, he's shaking his butt and the
No,
higher pitch. And I talk, it's like he's
doesn't
dancing.
understand
Wiggle
you.
butt.
Yeah, he knows what
Yeah.
I'm doing. The wiggle butt proves to me that when I'm talking to him, he's like, "I'm getting the message. I'm gonna wiggle my butt to show you I'm getting the
No,
message.
yeah.
Wiggle, wiggle."
Yeah, I
Pop,
started
pop.
doing some
News
research
junkie
and
shout out.
dogs, most animals, they're reacting.
You never do research. I know this is a
80%
lie.
off of smell. No, it's all smell. Like they don't, they're not reacting of what they hear.
Well, maybe they can smell my Coors Light breath as I'm
Oh.
baby talking him right into their face.
It's all smell. Like they're the gibberish you're saying. It doesn't even understand.
Gibberish. That's an old man word.
What doesn't understand English?
It's gobbledygook.
I see them touching the buttons. They know how to talk back now.
Yeah, Sam got me onto these dogs.
That's all over my TikTok.
Okay, Sam shared with me her TikTok algorithm. That doesn't sound as nefarious as it is.
No.
And and it was this lady who had these poodles, and they were going up there, and they were hitting these word buttons, and they were like, "Mama, go outside. Mama, go
Treat.
outside.
Treat.
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 Treat. Treat.
There's one that
Mama,
calls their-
give treat. Mama, give
Their
treat.
owner a bitch all the
outside,
time.
Outside.
It's
great.
Bitch,
It's
bitch,
great.
bitch.
It's just hitting the button. It's just
No,
you're
it
trained as to
knows.
hit the button.
It
It has no idea
knows.
what the
It
words are mean.
knows.
It's just hitting the button, and then when you give it a treat, they're like, "All right, this button means treat."
button
Right,
means
so
that's what I
learned.
want. The rats will do that. You know, like other animals who do that. Like
It's-
chimpanzees will memorize
Okay.
numbers and then
right.
able to remember where the numbers were, and then
At some
hit
point,
them
he
back
will
in numbers.
find his joy. Josh, what's going on in Canada, my
Well,
friend?
my dog is so smart, Tom, that he already realized that this segment is going nowhere, and he just had to be
Hank
let out of
left.
the room.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Hank was like, I'm out of here.
Well, Josh, what are you doing? I said,
What are you doing? Why are you attacking Josh?
He's hanging out with Hank.
Yeah, man.
You're a Canadian real man. You work as some in
Yeah, he's a
some
tough-ass
health.
paramedic.
You know, like we said ambulance driver, but I think it's more than
Yeah, he's like-
Yeah, a
Some-
lot
he's-
of them. I'm not one of them, but some paramedics I think do take issue with being called an ambulance driver. I really don't care.
Well, wait a
because, I mean, I
minute.
do
Hold on a
drive an
second. Can we
ambulance
talk about
sometimes,
that? This is where I flipped to
Yeah, yeah.
Tom's side.
Well, that's what I want
If
them to
you
do.
have you
Okay.
driven an ambulance? Have you driven an ambulance?
but- Exactly. That's why I don't get so offended by
No,
it.
but I would
you know,
say,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say to anybody who is a paramedic, if you have ever touched the steering wheel, you are an ambulance driver.
Yeah.
It's like the limo guy also
Yeah.
might put the champagne in there and open the door for the princess, but if he drives a limo, he's a goddamn limo driver. It's the way it works.
But why do you talk to your dog like a baby, Josh?
Because he's like me. He's
like,
normal.
no,
I am normal. You
no.
are crazy.
Yeah, I'm always, I consider myself, and again, it's the allure of the show. It's like I relate to both of you guys, and I consider myself 70-30. I'm more like 70% Tom, 30% Dan. So the emotional part of me,
Yeah, you know, it's 30% is
therapeutic.
ways down. Hey, big old D.
So you
I think you're the minority, Tom. I think most people do have conversations with their animals.
I agree.
is it
Yeah.
is it just that it makes you is there just something like, you know, you're on a desert island. I understand the psychology. If you're stuck there, you turn your
it's like Wilson,
volleyball
right?
into a thing. You just have to
Yeah.
talk to it. 'cause
No,
we're
my
a
dog is
social-
not a volleyball. I'm not turning my dog into a volleyball. I like my dog. I say nice things to him to make him dance and get excited because I can see his reaction. I'm getting something out of that, right? I'm saying something to him. I can see him basically smiling, and I'm scratching him, and he's giving me love back by telling me, hey, I like these scratches.
Aw.
It's an exchange of energy, man.
Yeah, well,
It's an exchange of energy. It's fun.
You can scratch your dog without talking to it. It'll do the same thing.
No, if I talk to Dancer, he gets crazier. Goes in my high-pitched voice, and I'm like, look at you, little Missouri boy. Look at you. Look
Okay,
at your
well-
face. You're such a squishy scratch.
So now it's just reacting to that pitch and tone of voice.
I mean, if you
that,
want to boil it all the way down to something horrible,
Well,
sure. I mean, it can be anything. I mean, what? We're just molecules. You want to boil that down? What are we? We're just sitting here.
boil it down.
What's
Jesus.
going on in Canada?
Not much. I wanted to just impromptu say this segment brought to you by these things.
Party
I
patches.
heard you guys talk about these party patches for a long time, and Tracy sent me a bunch of them, and man, they work. I
Poke
love
'em
them.
in
I
your-
highly
you're supposed
recommend
to-
if you want to throw the website up there, Sam.
You're
Party
supposed to
patch.
poke them in. You're like, that's how they really work. If
Yeah,
you're-
yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Well, you get some vitamins and
rub 'em
Yeah,
on-
it's
rub
got all the
'em on
B
your-
complex vitamins.
You
So
gotta
yeah,
rub it on your back of your arms, and you're good to go.
you can drink through them though.
I,
Like it turns out,
Yeah.
if you poison yourself,
There's a limit.
yeah, well, I will say
that thing is.
if you drink so much, you can't put it on.
Or if you are really
Yeah.
like, you're sleeping and you could die.
Yeah.
Like if
Or you
you're
could
that
be-
drunk,
Yeah.
then you're feeling like
Or you
garbage.
could be in some strange cabin and you might pump some fat girl until it falls off.
I got to tell you, Josh, how do you feel? Because I feel like as I get older, my relationship with alcohol
grumpier.
is becoming
A problem?
Well, and
It's not the same.
everybody told me this was going to happen, and I was like,
Bubba told you. Bubba told you, especially, and he found out too. He is on the receiving end of a Red Apple Ale.
It's
man.
and now if I drink too much,
it blows your pompadour
it
out.
just makes me feel so bad for so long that it becomes not worth it. And
Oh, we going sober?
it's not. Well, I haven't been drinking in the past couple weeks. Not. I'll drink on the weekends. I drink at the beer fest
Yeah,
or whatever.
he likes
but
beers at the
but
beer fest.
I'm like I'm
To
not
make up for
Yeah,
time.
you
getting
gotta go hard on the
super
Saturdays.
drunk.
No.
But
I think I used to do that. I think Monday
It
through
makes me feel
Friday,
better.
I used to not drink, and then on Saturday I would have 100 beers.
Yeah, and it's just
Fine.
the 100 beers thing. I
Yeah,
just
you
can't.
can't
It
do
seems
it.
like I can do it, and it's fun and fine. It's just the recovery time. I'm not willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
did you guys get the new recommendations, or was this just a Canadian thing about, it was always like 2 to 3 drinks a day for male, 1 or 2 for female. The new one came out, and correct me if this is just Canadian, it's now saying 2 drinks per week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Come on.
they did update that. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Whoa,
updated
yeah,
it.
well,
but
that's
I mean, like,
insane.
it's like Navy
Just
dive
quit
table.
drinking.
Why
at that
even do
point.
it?
Yeah, at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point,
yeah.
just quit.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, you might as well have nothing. Yeah, because you need
1 beer a week? Is that what they're saying?
Two.
I think it's two
2.
drinks a
So I would
week.
do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Because you like if you have because all you need really is to have enough drinks to get that buzz.
To
And,
kind of make it so you can't hear your wife anymore.
but it only lasts a small amount of time.
I
and
only
that's-
feel
you
like
want
it
to
lasts
keep
like
going.
25 minutes.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
I feel like buzzes for me now that I'm older. I get 25 minutes of feeling like this is pretty good, and then the rest is just a nightmare.
you got to mix marijuana in there because it actually intensifies the alcohol effect, and
Yeah.
that's the key, the hack is you do marijuana
Yes.
before the alcohol, then you have 1 beer and you're like, whoa, I feel it.
Yeah.
Because
So that is just a Canadian thing because according to the American CDC, they recommends that adults of legal drinking age can choose not to drink or
Oh,
to
okay.
drink in moderation by limiting intake to 2 drinks or less in a day for men,
Okay.
or
that's great.
1 drink or less in a day for women.
That's great.
yeah. 2 drinks.
God bless
are fine.
America. Yeah, 2
Yeah.
a week. Come
We're
on.
And-
still
Well, don't you
alcoholics,
guys have
yeah.
the baby beers and stuff, right? Like you guys are all wacky with your tiny beers, and you can't put this percentage in that, and right?
No, we have full size beers. But speaking of the weed thing, I've got into vaping.
Yes, that makes you so trashy. I vape too. What do you think?
Okay, Tom, you're just an edible guy. Sam,
Yeah.
Dan, you guys are vapors.
Yeah,
I'm
I do both.
I'm Darth Vapor, man. Like I'm the guy.
It's
it's faster.
I guess
that's
it's
for sure.
it's smoking is not going to be good for you in any form. Like inhaling substance in your lungs can't be good, but I just like it. It's you get it then and there, you know what you got, and then it's gone quicker. You can kind of
Control it better.
meter it.
Yeah, you can walk into the bathroom at Olive Garden. You can toot.
Yeah.
Blow your mind, not know where you're at, eat 100 breadsticks, and by the time and then it's over by the time your family's asking you to leave and pay the check.
I like the surprise of the edible, and I like the rush I get once I take it, and then I get scared for a second.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
and it-
now.
and it comes
It's
in
like,
hard. It comes in
yeah,
hard.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
sometimes
it comes in like a scary storm.
it's all different of how my liver metabolizes it,
Yeah,
whatever.
what
so,
you ate.
so it's like
If you ate a block of cheddar cheese, it would take you to the moon.
and then I also like forget. Sometimes it comes on way later. Or like where
Yeah.
like you take it, you're like nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, like hours later,
And
you're
you
like,
start
oh,
you start drinking, and then it kicks
Yeah,
in. You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no.
Or you want to know
Yeah.
why? You
and
wanna-
then you're like, keep it together.
Yeah,
You want to know
slap your
why
cheeks.
I'm not on the edibles? And I think you take them earlier than me. Like if I'm going to take them, they're usually in the afternoons or evening. And if you take them in the evening, sometimes you run the risk of it not kicking in until you're asleep. And that's stupid.
Yeah, you can't take it too
That's
late.
just dumb.
Yeah. Take it.
Unless you're taking it to go to sleep, I guess.
You have to wake up and take it an hour before you wake up.
Oh my God.
What? You set an alarm, take an edible, go back to sleep, then wake up?
Yeah. So you wake up and you're like, whoa.
I wake up into a nightmare.
You're like, I'm in a submarine.
Help.
So Josh, what else is going on with you, dude?
Yeah, let's get down to business and some serious business here we need to talk about. And I'm a little bit sad because I feel like this topic has kind of died off, unless I'm mistaken. The pervert Pete versus
Okay.
Tuttle battle.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that
it's
still
dead.
happening, or did you guys forget about it? Have you
No,
moved on?
I mean we forget about everything. I mean I forget sometimes we're on Real Radio. Like I forget Tom's
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
I have seriously. I forgot to take Maisie to dance yesterday. I forget everything. I'm
Yeah.
like I forget everything.
Well, they're still at it. We saw them back and forth. On
Oh, they still going at it?
Yeah,
No,
we
I-
kind of moved on.
I think Tuttle said tried to squash it and say hey, I'm sorry, I put you down, I was disrespectful, and then Pete was kind of coming at him a little bit more and made some jokes, and then hashtag no homo was thrown around a lot.
Okay.
Well, and the reason I bring it up is because my fantasy is to
was. Go
fight
look.
EJ on the undercard. If it was a boxing match, me versus EJ.
Yeah,
Oh,
EJ
come
would
on.
never do it. He
Yeah.
would never do it. No.
Boxing? Big
No.
gloves?
He would never do it.
He's a big boy, though.
He is.
He is a big boy.
Yeah, but he would never do it. Too much of a P word.
like,
Never do it. He's a lover. That
It-
man.
EJ, did you hear that? Come
Yeah.
on, buddy.
Well, no, he's a lover. I know. He talks about choking his wife and stuff. I know he's good in the bedroom, but he's not a fighter.
I will say, Josh, I didn't realize how much body weight does play into fights until
I did. Andrea pushing me
Yeah.
around like I'm a woman. Push
Like-
me down and slap me.
I remember
Oh,
wrestling.
EJ says he's in.
Oh, no, okay.
Whoa,
Well,
all right.
Okay, undercard.
God, I'd almost rather watch that fight than the pervert. I almost called him Porno Pete.
No.
Who do I get to fight?
Oh,
well,
my
that-
God.
we're
Oh, my
doing
God.
it.
Are you guys going to rub your burgers together?
I'll come out as a giant cheeseburger.
Don't say that.
Listen.
Tom's heart just stopped for 1 second. Did you hear it? It was like,
this is all fun to talk about, but when you actually get into the planning
You don't
phases
like
of
anything
it,
anymore.
Well, I'm just saying when you get into the planning phases of it, then everybody's like, first of all, people start backing out of it. They're like, oh, I don't know. And then
I don't know. I didn't know we were have to show our burgers.
And then,
I'm out of it.
And then what happens is naturally you start because I've been in a lot of these radio fights, and what happens is like you're into it and everybody's hyping you up on the air,
Sure.
and then the audience is into it. They're like, get them. But
But
then,
at the end of the day, it is a real fight.
but then you're like, man, I don't want to really take as much time as I need to prepare for this. And the
Well,
cardio,
you don't have time
like,
to do it.
I'm not running behind the bicycle, Little Mac. I'm
Yeah,
not doing any of
yeah,
that
yeah.
because I'm too lazy. So then I start to gravitate toward talking to my opponent and trying to work out something fake
Some
with
sort
him.
of fake deal, yeah.
So then once you do that, though, the audience can tell if you're not putting your full heart into it, and then the whole show is ruined.
And I'll tell people too.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's pulling it and he's stealing your money.
Yeah. So then I'm up there and everybody's booing.
Boo.
And then,
So then you have to pull your pants off.
but through the boos, that gets the fighters to really put their heart into it because they want to
then
be
they
showmen.
go for it. Then somebody ends up getting
Yeah.
killed.
Well, not get killed.
Pervert Pete hits his head on a curb, and that's all it takes.
Oh,
the next thing you
man.
know, he's in a wheelchair the rest of his
It's
life
just-
and can't take care of his daughter.
What I'm worried about is EJ having a heart attack because
Well, that can happen at any moment.
Well,
I mean, he could
That's
be,
not on us.
He could be literally
No, but-
putting paper into the copier and have that happen.
your
Yeah,
adrenaline.
but I'm right there, Tom. I'm a paramedic.
That's
I'm
true.
an ambulance driver.
Yeah,
right?
but you have the gloves on. You're not going to be able to like do anything.
I can do chest compressions as long as somebody can slap the AED on. We'll be good. He'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, that's the problem. We don't have that thing because we didn't.
Well, Josh will
get-
bring it. They're little.
I
Right? They're in a
bring
box.
AED. I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael's got one, and borrow it from Michael
Yeah.
today when you go work out.
But then everybody has to be exposed to that, and I've seen, what
yeah.
happens
Oh,
to the
yeah,
Bills.
sad.
It
Yeah.
was
Oh,
just,
yeah.
we're, you know,
Yeah,
we're-
yeah.
you
But then
watch
think
that
about
and you're
it. Think
traumatized.
about
That's
this.
trauma.
Yeah, but then at our big Christmas soiree, we have EJ, just like DeMar Hamlin, come out.
Oh, okay.
And everybody's cheering.
But
and
he's in
going
a cloak,
crazy.
and they're like, "That's a body double." That's what happens. Like, you put on this big puffy jacket, and you're in like
Yeah, that's not him.
the owner's suite, and then, everybody's like, "Body double."
He was dead. He died the whole time.
Yeah. Look at the ambulance; it has no markings on it.
Or he's gonna get in the ring and blow out both his quads like Vince McMahon.
Oh, my God.
And just sit there.
And then also, Josh.
EJ just keeps talking about how he's not scared. I mean, we
Oh,
really
okay.
touched a nerve because he is freaking
Okay.
out in the chat room.
And,
I want it to happen, but let's.
I mean,
let's-
what? How many rounds do you think?
What are we
You
gonna-
think you could take him in like knockout? Or you think,
I would knock him out by the third round. I'd toy with him for 2, and then I'd knock him out in the third.
Why do I
Man,
believe
it's
that?
tough to
Josh
knock
is
someone
yeah,
out,
but Josh
yeah.
is very confident Canadian.
yeah, but it's kind of like what the poll.
What the
what's it-
poll?
the poll.
What?
Paul brothers.
Paul?
Jake Paul.
I'll do say.
Jean-Paul. Someone give it to.
Jake Paul realized a long time ago that with a good enough defense that you could basically fight like really up to a professional boxer and get away with it because it's really about just not getting
trains
caught
a
in the
lot,
face
too.
and knocked out, right? So if you have your gloves up to your face, you're not unless you're really, really poor at boxing, you're not going to get knocked out, so
You think Josh has more fighting experience because of his hockey days?
Yeah, and full disclosure, I do have like a professional almost Olympic level boxer, Russian doctor who just signed up to become a BDM. So I would
yeah.
definitely have the training. I don't know if EJ has somebody to train with.
Yeah. What's that guy's name? I'm blanking on his name.
Savelli.
Who?
Savelli.
So that's
Savelli.
not that's not who I'm thinking. No, I'm kidding.
That's not
Yeah.
his real name, though. Russians get super paranoid. I'm like, just say your name. He's like, no, I'm not saying my real name.
Italian name.
here's another sad thing that happens with these goof fights is that
Sometimes some people get hit really hard and they poop their pants.
not that. It's the
No, not that.
you
What's going on with
spend
you today?
so much time training for it because it's all you care about, and then like you. You're training, you're doing cardio, you got the Russian doctor teaching you how to box. You're putting all this time
Time
and
away from
effort
your
into
family, time away from your job.
it. And then we promote it, and then the people come, and then like say you do beat EJ, and then you're like, oh, this is a culmination
And
of
you're
us
standing there, your blood is
and then-
running down your face.
and then no one really cares.
Yeah, and then we're like 3 people, and we're at
It's a bunch of-
Conduit. We had 3 people at the new. We're in the
Yeah,
we're in the
everybody's
Conduit
drunk.
location.
Everybody's like, I just came here to
Yeah.
drink. Who are you?
Yeah,
They don't even
Jolly
know.
comes up. He's like, "What'd you do, man?"
yeah. No one even knows what's happening,
Yeah.
and then it's like you expect this
We already
huge
left.
windfall.
We already left because we didn't care.
And then the crowd doesn't care. They're moved on. They're already
Yeah.
like they're too drunk. They don't even
Well, they're
remember
gonna want
it.
to see Samantha's burgers.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
even care about your fight. As soon as she said, "Who am I fighting?"
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was like, "Well, this segment sucks. Who's
yeah.
Samantha fighting?"
So it's just a lot of pomp and circumstance and training, all for really not that much of a payoff.
And I'm gonna make a bold move. I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say it's a hot take. It's a personal hot take. EJ would never train for it.
No, I know. Yeah,
He would.
yeah,
He
yeah.
is.
Well, then
he's
it-
a lot of things. He's a
then it's a
lovely
m-
man, but he does not like to prepare for much of anything.
Then it's a Moon Jet scenario
It is a
where
Moon
you
Jet.
think you're just going to go to the ring to fight an old man, but the old man
Start
actually
punching your
Yeah,
tees.
he went to that boxing place. I met the guy. I think he trained me
Bubba
for some
trained for like
fight.
6 months.
Yeah. And then the training really does make a difference. Anyway, Josh, we don't got too much time left. What anything
Okay,
Canadian?
yeah, well, just stay on the Russian BDM guy there. I'm just, I threw the
Zavelli.
challenge out. Other BDM, sign up another BDM. I got one. I got a 10.95 prepaid for a year. Every
crazy.
BDM do that. The
What
real
does it
reason
cost?
I'm having this anxiety about your guys' show is because another podcast I listened to, somebody went away, and I just realized that I don't have the mental capacity to deal with you guys not being on the air anymore. So just doing my part. Let's keep it going, right?
Yeah, you're like a phrase. I love that phrase. Let's keep it going. I think we should have shirts that say "Let's keep it going." Like
Hold on,
we're
what-
always about to fall out of business.
What happened with the other podcast?
Okay, no, it was Adam Carolla. He got rid of his
He
news
always-
girl.
he always does.
Her name is
He-
Gina Grad.
he hates
Oh, I got
women.
rid of Gina Grad.
Yeah, he hates
He
women.
hates women.
Yeah,
He keeps
hated-
getting rid of
Well,
them.
he
They
got rid of
question
Paul
him.
Bryan too.
Yeah, you should have seen what he did.
Paul
to
Bryan
Alice-
has got a
Yeah,
tumor.
you should have seen what he did to Allison Rosen. This guy's
And
an
Allison
animal.
Rosen,
that-
yeah.
that was
anyway,
meant
I'm
to
done with Corolla.
Yeah,
I'm
this
completely
guy's a
done with that guy.
monster. He's a tell him
What
that.
happened with Gina Grad?
Eventually, I'm out of here too.
Because
No, you have to say. You have to say for me.
Yeah.
I think what Corolla is doing is he's preparing. He's definitely anti-California. So I think he's either going to be
going
in
to
Texas
Texas.
or Florida real soon. Yeah.
I'll go to Florida.
Well, that'd be interesting. But what if he came to Central Florida?
Yeah, what if he's right
Oh
here?
man,
Well, he can
I'm
move
like,
right
oh
here.
God,
Yeah.
your audience is bigger.
Yeah, what if he's right here?
takes
We're
all
like,
of our sponsors.
Can we borrow your microphones?
Yeah. And you lead a certain way that a lot of Floridians like.
Yeah, he's just doing like one-on-one now,
You're like taller,
long-form
uglier
one-on-one interview.
DeSantis.
It may be a direct result to the podcast dilution that's happened where because
Yeah.
there was a time just like us and like everybody where because he was one of the first to do it and get popular where your audience numbers were insanely huge, and then because the market got diluted by 10 million podcasts that it's just not you're not going to have as big of an
No,
audience
you
anymore.
never will. No one will.
So then all of a sudden you go backwards where it's like, well, I used to hit my sponsors with this 1 million download number and now I can't. And now I hit my sponsor with 100,000 download number. Still tremendous, insanely huge. But with all that, then you have to downsize, right? So you can't pay your staff as much and like all that. And maybe it's a direct result of that, of like, hey, I'm not bringing in. I imagine at one point he was probably bringing in millions and millions a year, probably 5-8 million
He
a
was
year.
one of the first to ever do that
Yeah.
too. So
And then so that
Yeah, I think he's coming in for a landing. I think because he's recently divorced, wants to leave
Oh, I
California.
didn't know he got
kids are
divorced.
older.
Was it
I
the
did not know he got divorced.
I didn't
Wow.
either.
I don't know.
God, everybody's getting divorced.
Told you.
It's funny
Damn.
because I used to listen to Kroll all the
You
time.
talk about
and,
his kids and wife, yeah,
and
all
then,
the time.
But I fell out.
He hates women.
You know,
It's looking that way, right?
it fell
Oh, my
out because of all the other. I got into gambling as I started to listen to those podcasts.
Yeah. Well, me too. We started
You don't have
doing
the
more of
time.
this. I don't have any time to listen to this.
So he got divorced.
Yeah, about a year ago, divorced, and it's funny. He had the first interview he did was just one-on-one when he got rid of his sidekick, so with Jay Moore. And doing the math, and Jay Moore is now in full recovery from Adderall addiction. When Jay was with you guys being interviewed and analyzing Tom, he was
flipping
beat
out.
out of his mind on Adderall.
You're
Could
right.
Could you guys tell he was like wrecked?
well,
we
his-
could tell he was wrecked, but I thought that was just like
He
I'm
turned-
being
he turned
serious.
someone's Adderall. It turned him into a psychic.
I thought it was like the damage that is done. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think that he was currently drunk or on anything, but I thought that he had done so many drugs and alcohol that that's the new him. You know, there's people you meet and different comedians you meet, and you're like, oh my God, you
Yeah,
ruined
fried
yourself.
their brain.
Yeah, you
know
are a
what?
different human.
People like Jay Moore are giving Adderall a bad name. because I think it's
Yeah.
stop.
You
getting-
call it attaboy, right? Like I think that's what you call
Stop
it.
taking so much. Stop getting. I mean,
Will you give me some of yours, please, and some of your
I
testosterone?
need it.
I want your testosterone.
I'll do
too.
anything for it.
Tom's got testosterone and Adderall. He
No.
walks around here and he has to duct tape his boner down all the time.
I do not take testosterone.
Jay
Yeah.
would start the day, he said, by crushing 3 full-strength tablets and snorting them before he even went to
Oh,
pee. in the
that's
Okay,
morning.
well,
so
that's
Jay Moore.
Well, you're
Tom does
abusing
that.
it.
Tom does that,
No,
but he's
I
on the
don't.
phone with Tracy.
No. I take 10 milligrams once a day. That's it. I don't. And
But that's your weed. What do you take for Adderall?
no. That's Adderall.
You
That's
take
Adderall.
20. You take 40 grams.
Now I feel embarrassed by it, like I should be hiding.
Why?
Because now
Nobody hides it.
Well, everybody's talking
How do you
about
know when you need it? Because most of the people I know who have it don't need it.
Yeah. No one needs it. I mean,
And you can snort
some-
it too, Tom.
Can
it's
I
fine
get
to
it?
snort. Just use your party patch before you snort it.
If
and
I
you're
go to
good.
my doctor, what do I say to get it?
Well, you got to go to a doctor that is known to prescribe that. It's like testosterone. Like some doctors, they'll be like, "Oh, you don't need that," or or you're getting addicted to it. You go to an Adderall doctor, and you just say anything. You just
Yeah,
Okay.
and get it now. I can tell you from working in the healthcare industry with a physician, it's going the way of pain pills and benzos. Like if
Now-
you like your Adderall, stock up now, buddy. 'cause
What
it's
about
gonna be
all
gone
this-
soon.
Oh God!
Can you send
Yeah.
it to us from Canada? Don't you guys have free medication flows like
Yeah,
water,
yeah.
right?
Y'all got
Everything's
that
free.
It
limitless
is, but
bill.
yeah, Adderall is one of those ones that's that's going to be drying up, and same as Ozempic. Everybody's taking Ozempic for weight loss. That's the other thing that's going to be going
Ozempic.
bye-bye
What's
soon.
Ozempic?
It's like an injection. It's supposed to be for diabetics, but everybody's getting prescribed it now, at least in Canada anyway, for weight loss.
Yeah, I've heard about
Oh,
this.
I want
It's what
that.
celebrities take. I see
Every
the-
celebrity takes it
Yeah.
to
So I
the
need
point where
Adderall.
diabetics can't get their medication
I need
because so many people are
Ozempic.
taking it for weight loss.
What else do I need? I need Adderall,
Dude,
Ozempic, testosterone.
I'm telling you, with the right amount of money, there are chemicals out there that will dial you in great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can, and make weight loss.
Oh, the chat room confirming it that they know a lot of people on Ozempic.
Yeah. I mean, why not? It's a shot. That's what everybody wants. A shot that a miracle.
Casey
cure,
in our
right?
chat
Yeah.
room, his wife lost 100 pounds on it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congrats,
come on,
man.
EJ, get on the Ozempic, and then we can
Oh,
box.
look
Come
at
on.
that. Shots fired.
Why?
You're a pro. You're a pro.
Well,
You're a
if-
flipping pro, man.
If you could lose, weight easily on this, and then the side effects are less than it is.
Merchman Eric says he's fatter than ever on Ozempic.
Well, you could eat through it.
Oh,
You could
Merchman.
eat through Adderall too.
Yeah,
you could eat through
you
anything.
can eat through anything. That's true. That is absolutely true.
You could drink and eat through
Yeah,
anything.
I have literally been given appetite suppressants before that I'm like, these are delicious. like, wow.
More of these. Anything else, Josh?
No, that's it, guys. Just BDM, sign up another BDM, and I'll talk to you guys next month.
Thanks,
love
for,
you.
Thank
the,
you very
thanks for
much.
the Corolla podcast update.
Yeah.
And Corolla podcast.
It's,
That's right. All
it's
right.
kind of sad
That
that,
is
he got
sad.
divorced because I thought that
You know
maybe he'd make it through.
I'm calling it right now. Neither of us will get divorced, and Sam will either choose to leave the show because her show's so successful or she's sick of us. But that's all. I promise that.
Well, what if we make it?
That's as good as we can. Right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty damn good. I'd love for you to stay, though. That's
What if
I'm
I
saying,
did something really messed up?
I wouldn't. You'd be
No,
fine.
you
I'd be
could-
like, you're fine.
I don't think there's anything.
You could
that
kill my wife and I'd be
well,
like,
because
"Nah,
I
you're
know you, so I know there's nothing.
No.
You're not capable of doing something bad enough for us to distance ourselves. It would be impossible.
Like I
think
said,
it'd be
you could kill
impossible.
my
what if I
wife
stole a
and
bunch
I-
of money?
That's
We
fine.
don't- we don't have
any
I'll,
accounts.
Yeah,
I'll
what-
talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, from our company.
Yeah, from your accounts.
I would be like.
I'd be like, just show me your boobs and we're all right. I like one flash.
I sit you down on the couch.
Whoa.
There's two
Hold on a
ways we can
second.
work this
He
out.
took it a step
That's
further.
went further than I thought.
This is where we have meetings, business meetings.
No, we don't.
I've never had a meeting in here.
No, okay, well, whatever.
We've only
couch.
had meetings of firing people in here.
I know
Couch
there's a,
meeting.
There's a couch involved, and then there's.
We gotta go.
We gotta
All right,
go.
I'm on here before I get named in this lawsuit.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay.
See ya. All right.
See ya, Josh. All right, let's take a break.
It's got hot in here.
Yeah, we got another guest coming in.
We do indeed. We'll take a quick break. Come back with more A Cooper Time with Tom and Dan. Bye bye. Oh my God, that's funny. What's up, gang? Hey, good to see you guys.
So y'all are like talking Adderall and what else they need, and we're here with jars of moonshine.
Great.
All right, that was Thursday.
Thursday 1.
Yeah, it's on the market now.
Can you buy it online?
Yes, Moonshine International.
I remember. I looked it up this morning. It is Appalachian Ambrosia.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that one's for you.
What? Look at that.
Do you need to
Hold on a
plug
second. Is this
something
citrus
specifically
flavored?
This weekend,
It's so good
or
to
can
see you,
we-
Terry.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Oh my
I'm at
gosh, my back
Porky's
is
Comedy Club.
Okay,
in
perfect.
St.
Good today. I'm
Cloud.
bouncing around all right today. My
Perfect.
man.
Hey, buddy, how are
So
you?
good to see you.
Good to
Come
see
sit
you, man.
down. Come sit down. Y'all make yourselves at home.
Is this out of the way too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out of the way there. This is beautiful, man.
Awesome.
Isn't that cool?
It is extremely cool. 30% alcohol. All right, you're not going to kill people. I like that.
Well,
Hold on, let me turn your mic on. Hold on. There you go. And
Well,
if you want headphones, they're right there. You don't have to wear
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I don't need.
Thursday. I got to save this real fast. Thursday is 26.
Hey, y'all been good?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Super busy. That's why
Busy.
Yeah.
I'm running 100 different conversations at one time. And
Yeah.
And you're alone?
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. We're
All by myself, talking
we're-
to myself.
out at a client's recording a show out there. Then drove back here. It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
But I like it this way. It's fun. 9 minutes. Raw. Okay. All right. Let me make sure our cameras and everything are looking good. I gotta put bees on here. Oh, he looks great. All right. I won't have to do much. That's great. I'm tired. That is beautiful, man. That's a good picture of you too. I like it.
It was handcrafted.
Handcrafted.
So, yeah.
How many of these you got to go to? Now, we'll talk about this.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I got
Perfect.
I got a million questions. Is that a coconut too? Interesting.
And then at
Porky's Comedy Club,
it-
27th and 28th.
27.
Yeah, people seem
Thank
to really
you.
like Porky's, man. People
Yay.
seem to like say they treat you guys really well, right? Like
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
they do, man.
that's awesome.
They totally do.
This is almost done. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, we know them way back from in Charlotte.
Really, when they had another place, and
Decades or so ago.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But also, you've done this long enough where you know, I'm sure you've seen other familiar faces possibly pop up other places
Yeah, oh yeah.
just because they're in the business.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah, man. I'm in my 41st year.
That's
Of
wow.
doing
That's
stand-up.
amazing. That's amazing. All right, Mr. Van, would you like to begin?
Yeah, I'm just checking. Porky's Comedy Club is in
St. Cloud.
St. Cloud.
St.
yes,
Cloud.
St. Cloud.
Do we know that? Did you get the web address so we can throw it in
It's
there?
porkyscomedyclub.com.
Boom, perfect.
Hey,
All
and, and I'm on Moonshiners tonight on
Oh,
Discovery.
cool.
tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
So we,
God.
we need to plug that
All right.
if we can.
Indeed.
All right. Perfect.
All
Let's go.
right, you ready, buddy?
Yep.
That, we got bees on that mic. All right, here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got Killer Bees in studio. How you doing, Killer
Hey.
Bees?
Hey, good to see you guys again, man. Y'all are my favorites.
Well, it's good to see you too, man. How you
Yes.
been?
Wonderful. Working a bunch.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
You'll be
yeah,
at Porky's Comedy Club in St. Cloud on
Friday and Saturday.
the 27th and 28th. You can get your tickets at porkyscomedyclub.com.
Yep, I urge you to go there and get them right now, and you can roll through there and see bees and have some drinks and food and have a good time.
And you did bring us some moonshine, some
Yes.
Killer Bees branded moonshine.
Yes,
that,
I
y'all.
did. I finally got my deal through with the Killer Bees Appalachian Ambrosia.
Appalachian Ambrosia.
It's now I sort of was shooting for a female demographic on this one
I
because
think
all
that's
my
smart.
buddies from the show Moonshiners, which by the way I will be on Moonshiners tonight.
Tonight, what channel
Okay.
can people?
Discovery Channel.
Yep, that's a
At 8:00 Eastern time.
that's a fun watch too, and everybody can watch that. Check out Man. So are
You drinking
you
straight from the jar there,
You've
Tom?
been getting more and more camera time, and now are you like? Can we even say? Are you like an official guy on the show now, or because
I
rem-
really can't say that.
Okay, yeah, I
Ah.
remember when it was just like, oh, Bees is on Moonshiners, and then it was like, Bees is on Moonshiners again, and then it was like, well, they're bringing him back, and now it seems like Bees has his own moonshine, and Bees is making moonshine. Then
Yeah.
you were on. I saw you on a show, but it was not Moonshiners. It was Master
Master
Distillers.
Distiller. I actually
I
won.
saw you on that.
And for those who haven't heard of Master Distiller, it's
I didn't
a-
even know this show existed. I thought it was Moonshiners, but it was
it
a
comes
contest.
in on the back end of Moonshine.
Yeah.
It's a legit head-to-head moonshine making competition. They have 3 contestants at a time. It's like the baking shows on TV.
Or
They go,
Forged in Fire, you know, the knife
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that.
It's like that.
Yeah.
And when I was on that show, I actually was lucky enough to win my episode, but I made
That's
the
nuts.
Appalachian Ambrosia. That's what I made on that episode.
That's why I knew the name. But I
Right,
didn't know what
right,
show
man.
it was. I didn't know. I'm like, well, this. I'm just like, is he? How long have you been doing comedy, and now you've started your television career? Because you're all over the TV now.
Well, I've been real blessed. I just got to say that we did the Grand Ole Opry a lot. I do appearance number 14 on
Damn.
February 7th.
I don't
Wow.
think I don't
So-
think Little Jimmy Dickens was on there 14 times.
Yeah.
That's a lot of times, man.
So I've been on a really great roll, man. I told y'all last time I was here that we were doing things right and living right. So
that's awesome, man.
yeah,
It's paying off.
How does the moonshine business work as far as like selling it and distribute? Because like we have a lot of brewery partners and stuff, and I know the distribution it gets crazy, and then it's all different in different states, and then it's like shipping alcohol through state lines is
Right,
hard. It's like,
right.
how does that work?
I'm not the expert on that. The
Okay.
distiller who is making this South Mountain Distillery in North Carolina
Has all the connections together.
has the connections, and it goes like you said. It's almost just a state by state thing. But this product is available at moonshineinternational.com.
Okay, and you can order it, and it comes to your
just
house.
That's awesome.
Just search Killer Bees, BEAZ.
Awesome.
So, and then we just get a check every now and then
That's so
in the
rad.
mail. It's one of those
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
mailbox
yeah, yeah,
money
yeah.
things.
And then you're just promoting it wherever you go and pushing it, and then
Correct.
people are trying to. Yeah, it's good. I took the top off the
Did
jar.
you taste it yet? Or?
Yes, I did. It
I'm gonna
tastes
do a little-
delicious.
I'm
It
gonna do a
is
little
strong.
pull. Is that what you call a little
It's
pull?
strong.
I feel like I'm.
I almost screamed yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
because
One of
it
my,
burned my nose hairs.
One of my favorite shows as a kid was watching, and this sort of ties in, was watching Sanford and Son. My dad and I loved watching it.
Right.
And one of the best parts of Sanford and Son that I knew as a child, I didn't fully understand it, was when Fred was running around the junk in their house looking for his Ripple, which I think was homemade wine, but like it was in a mason jar, and I always thought as a child that eventually I would grow up to have liquor in a mason jar, and now I do, and I'm gonna try this.
And that is an official mason jar,
Yeah,
by the
man.
way.
Well, you got to do it right.
Yeah. And corporate, my wife, and I.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well-
I love corporate's
well-
best name in the business.
The big taste. That's
The flavor's great.
You know what that tastes like?
I do.
It's like a whipped cream or something. Like
It reminds me. Remember the ice cream, the orange sherbet and vanilla dreamsicle.
dreamsicle.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, man.
So
That's good.
And the way we came about, we went on tour and would go visit
Yabba
different
dabba do,
people,
indeed. Yeah.
and would visit people we knew around the country, and we would sit down with them and work with different ingredients, different ratios, had
Yeah.
a calculator, notepad, all that, and came up with the formula. It's actually corporate's
Ooh, that's
formula.
good.
She was the mastermind behind the formula there, and so that's how it came to be. So,
That's got boat party written all over it, man.
Yeah,
Like, do a
yeah,
little
yeah.
shot of that.
got a little bit of horsepower,
also-
not so much that it's a pain to drink it.
You've been hanging out in Florida too much, man. This got a little Florida vibe to it.
Isn't
you
that
know?
neat?
Little
Well,
citrus.
corporate was born in Florida. She's an influence.
Well done, corporate. This is I love the citrus aspect of it. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, and then the
that's
little
cool.
coconut, almost
Yeah.
like a vanilla-y flavor.
Or what would
in
you
there,
say if I'm
so-
gonna be fancy? I'd be like, it's a coconut at the end. I feel it trails with
Yeah,
coconut.
yeah, I learned that when I was on the Master Distiller. You have to say things like the flavor profile.
Yeah.
That
a
it's got
hint.
the nose on
Yeah,
it,
and-
and
oh,
on the
yeah,
back end. Then
yeah,
on
yeah.
the back end,
Yeah, it's
so-
trailing with coconut, I believe. I feel a trail of coconut. That's delicious, man. Well
Well,
done.
good. Thank you, man. I'm glad. Well, those are for you guys.
Thank you,
And-
man. Well, I hope so. I've been sipping out of it. It's kind of unsanitary now, but
I want to
No,
ask
it's not.
oh yeah, but it does. You know what it does say? It does say refrigerate after opening, and that makes me think it's because that doesn't have any preservative. It's just you just made it and you got to put it in the fridge.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, most things that are pure, you got to put them in the fridge.
Killer Bees. We talked. You mentioned a little bit, but how long have you been doing stand up?
41 years.
41 years.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I know
I'm 46.
the
That's impressive.
people talk about stand up like, and we mentioned this when we were playing golf at Drive Shack. It's like they're addicted to it, and it's more of an experience for them, especially people that really enjoy it and like started off as a stand up and like
Yeah.
and grinded it out. Like,
Well, there's probably not
they-
much that Bees hasn't seen, I
But
would imagine.
I've
you
also
know?
seen other
Or things that club owners have tried on you. And
But even like the most successful comedians that have already like, you know, I saw an interview with Kevin Hart. It was just like talking about like, if all fell apart, I'd still do stand. He's like, I'll still do stand up. He's like, that's that's what I love doing. And so it's like, you think, well, this guy's made more money than anybody, and he never has to work again, but he still would do that. And to me, because I'm not a stand up, I would think that is a grind. And why would you? You know, it seems like
Right.
a pain in the ass.
Right.
You know, like why
and
not?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
but
yeah.
you seem to still love it, right?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It is
So you never stop doing it as long as you can.
correct, and it's my life's work. And I've been the same person in real life that I am on stage my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm sure I told y'all
That's
the
true.
story.
You're not an act. That's right. Yeah, I don't
if
think
peop-
about that.
If people figure out I don't have an act, you know,
Yeah.
we could just hang with him, give him a
Right.
gummy. We can hang with that.
It would though be awesome if you after the show you just talked in a British
Yeah.
accent.
You're like, give me, yeah, if you're like, give me back my moonshine.
You're
all
like,
right? I'm
yeah,
getting
I
out
moved
of
here from England. I just realized that all you dumb Americans, they love
Yeah,
our redneck.
If I was that talented, you know, but literally, I've been funny since I was a baby, since
Yeah.
I was a child,
Sure.
and it delights me to be around people that laugh and smile. I guess I told y'all one time, because I've been here to see you guys a lot,
Yeah,
that
many
I grew
times.
up in a funeral home.
Yes.
When I was a toddler, and my earliest memory is making sad people do cute little toddler stuff and making the sad people quit crying and come over and talk to me and smile.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what, literally my earliest memory, and I think that is what has fueled my compulsion my entire life to make people laugh and smile.
I love that.
So even if you like,
And if
let's
they're
say
not
that-
laughing and smiling, one sip of that, they will be. Whoa.
well, I'm about to
I'm
say,
pretty
like,
happy now, man. I feel better.
Let's just say, and
Studying the ship a little bit.
a business department makes $10 million off this moonshine. You know what I'm saying? Like it blows up, and then all of a sudden you're rich beyond your
Yeah.
wildest dreams. You'd still go out there and do stand up.
I would still do stand up. I would still go out with our church and do homeless outreach.
He'd
I
be
would
doing it anyway
still
if he were at
do-
Total Wine.
I
He'd be
would
doing stand up
still
with the
do-
people.
I would still
yeah.
do things that made me feel good, that I made other
course, that's
people
awesome.
happy or gave them relief.
Sure.
See that I understand as far as like you know, even the richest people. There's a reason why some of these insane billionaires they just start donating all their money to because I get the concept of you can only do so much with money, and then once you do all that stuff, like the rest is just a waste, and you're just like, well, it actually benefits me to give it away because it makes me feel good. So in one way it is. Philanthropic to give your money away, but there's a selfishness to it too because it makes people feel good, which is great. But the stand-up to me, that grind of entertaining an audience is like, well, I'll
So
cut that out.
difficult. Right,
you know, like
right, right.
I could
Because
be
it
on a
could be the
board
most difficult part of what you're describing.
because sometimes you bomb, right?
Sure.
Because that's inevitable.
And sometimes you do, and there's always a terrible set in your future. And that's part of the paying dues, and you never quit paying dues.
Yeah.
And if I sucked at doing stand up, I wouldn't keep doing stand up.
You're so good. Yeah,
that
yeah,
just
yeah.
happens
True.
to be my gift.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've worked really, really hard to get a handle on
Yeah,
how
you're so
to
comfortable
do it.
with it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bees.
Oh,
that's
real
it.
quick, because the chat
Okay.
room is asking for the moonshine. I know this is.
Yeah.
What's the web address one more time? We got people.
MoonshineInternational.com.
Boom. MoonshineInternational.com.
And some want to know if you're selling them at Porky's or not. No, or no.
No, I am not.
Okay.
No, good, but thanks for asking.
that would
Yeah.
probably be a difficult run. He'd have an 18-wheeler. There'd be some legalities about him driving around.
Yeah, I'm
with
not
multitudes of-
licensed
Unfortunately,
to.
Yeah, exactly. I think you get a
You're
lot of
flying crying with you.
I'm already making moonshine on TV.
Right.
Okay,
I mean,
so
yeah, don't push the limit. But yeah, International Moonshine.
moonshineinternational.com.
Yeah, he's at it, not me.
So
Search for bees.
I want to ask you, Bees, because you've
B-E-A-Z.
through 41 years of doing comedy, you've worked hard rooms, and you've worked rooms that most comedians could never turn around.
Set up to
or,
fail
you know,
rooms.
Things that,
all,
like
all
hard.
of them.
Yeah.
Grand Old Opry we can put on there.
Which
Which
an audience
which
is,
would be a scary room, may not be a hard room,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want to do it there.
but the
A
hardest
lot of history in there.
Like if you have an audience that doesn't know you and maybe not even there to see comedy, that seems like a nightmare to me. And that's where I look
Okay, I
at
see
it
what
like
you're talking about now.
a grind. But do you look at it like a challenge? And can you, at this point in your career, maybe not, put on the show you wanted, but turn an audience around, no matter what it
the
is.
challenge,
Yeah. You think
There,
you're
there's
gonna-
satisfaction out of that, and sometimes because of no fault of my own, I have to work harder to make an audience come around. But I will say this: just like your golf swing, stand-up is an act of faith. When you go up against a crowd that maybe the person before you didn't hit it off with them and they're kind of
Right.
upset about it or whatever, you have to stick to what you
Yeah.
know that you're supposed to do
Yeah.
and not panic and be calm and relaxed.
Well, that's like the weather, right? You
Just
can't
like-
control
well,
that. Yeah.
just like if you're, and we golf, just like golf, you have to make a proper swing and you have to be in the swing. You can't be in the ball flight beforehand or during your swing. You have to keep your head down. You have to pay attention to the fundamentals.
Yeah, you can't overthink it
And
either.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
get in your own
trust it.
head.
And I've told people forever, the golf swing's an act of faith.
Yeah.
But the same thing applies to stand up and probably lots of careers because the chips are down on stage several times
Yeah.
when you're a stand up through no fault of your own. Just if you're going to be out there and do hundreds of shows every year for practically your whole life, you're going to be up against inclement
Yeah.
life. You're going to have a tough life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Slow sand.
And the green slanted away from you.
Oh, that's buried. Oh, that's in there good.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's the thing about it. You've got to have the belief in yourself and in what you're doing to act like you're not wigging.
I
Yeah,
think in a
yeah,
weird
yeah,
way
yeah.
you and I do this, and I would say especially you. I think you enjoy the challenge of you and I sort of pulling off something that other people don't do, doing events that a podcast shouldn't do. We shouldn't.
Well,
I mean, this is a weird thing
I
that
was
shouldn't be
stressing
happening.
about it the
I
whole
know we
time.
are. Yeah, I
Like,
know. Look at your hair. My God,
Like,
man.
I honestly think like if I made $10 million on my Tom Van Moonshine
You'd stop.
I'd be like, it's too hard. Like, what the hell am I doing?
You almost cursed. I thought you were just say the F word right
Although
there.
I've never, I say that as I'm big talking now, but if it was gone, I wonder if I would start doing some podcast or some sort of way to
You'd
get
be
it out.
wandering in the garage talking to yourself. or
Because
something.
I do understand that mentality of like I joke around about I've stopped podcasting, but I've done it. I've talked on like some show for damn near 20 years
Right.
now. So I wonder if my mind would be like, oh, you got to get it out some way. Like your wife doesn't want to hear, your kids are tired of
Yeah,
listening to you. Like I just start recording it for even if like 10 people were listening. I wonder if that would fulfill some sort of need I psychologically had, and that's kind
I
of
don't
part of
know.
it too. Like you need to.
And there's an investment in your skill set.
Yeah,
All those years that you've done it, that you've been in front of that microphone and been able to communicate ideas and stories and whatnot to the
Yeah.
people that listen to you.
Yeah, but
So-
now the new age podcasters, Bees, that I
Oh,
watch them.
he's gonna go on a rant,
They're
Bees. Here we go.
slouching the whole
Here
thing.
we
You need your
go.
old man
They don't
hat.
even
Like-
try.
Yeah, he does. Okay, some of the
They're
newer
just
guys.
slouching.
That's the old man button.
I
Some of the
have
newer-
that exact same
Yeah.
rant about new comics.
Yes, they don't.
So,
they're-
I'm
they don't
with
like to
ya.
work, Bees.
I don't, and a lot of them, it's like it's not even like it's being presented. Like you're not making it
A show.
A show. You're not like giving them anything. You're literally just
Making statements.
I want to look cool too, but I'd rather present
Yeah.
like comedy or jokes in a funny way and be excited. I don't want to just sit there and Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't like saying it because it makes us double bend. Because I see them, I see the guys that are like, they're like, you know, and they're talking, and they'll be like this, and you've talked about this before.
Yeah, it's
but
the
then
lazy
the
talking.
difference between, but they're also talking to like President Biden or Dave Chappelle, and I'm like, but they're getting to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
well,
I
because
mean-
their audience is huge, which I don't understand. Because I guess
I still think it's a performance art.
Yeah.
You know, I really do, man. I try to live out the bits that I tell and the stories that I tell. So, and I don't see that as much these days. Of course, 41 years.
Yeah.
You know, way back in old timey days, there was like two, three channels that you could be on TV
Right,
or whatnot.
right.
So,
But I don't think it has the weight. I mean, we've talked about this too. I think that, you know, when you look at likes, a lot of, and not to have every conversation slip into talking about social media, but you know, you can look at social media and it is a thing and it can be valuable to you, and you could have millions of people following you. But I don't necessarily know if those millions of people are going to truly be connected to you, truly spend their money with you, truly listen to you daily. There's
yeah.
less of a connection there. It's a
Well, they'll
it's like
listen to
it's a
you-
spark,
and
but
that
it's
gets
not,
more so as time goes on because there is so much more stimuli available.
Yeah, and the stimulus is also very small.
And
you know,
it's quick.
Yeah, they're very
like
quick.
that. So it's
they're
kind of a
blips.
different arena
It
that,
is.
that we're all in now.
I don't hate it at all. I just know that I'm not maybe for it, but I don't hate it. You know, it's just a different
But it
thing.
is what it is,
Yeah,
right?
it's different.
And that's our job, is to deal with that and to be part of the world around us and to contribute every day.
Yeah,
in
so that's
some
why I do
way.
long.
Did
Did
I mention Killer Beast Comedy on Facebook?
No,
You did
okay,
not.
well,
You
mention
did
that.
not. You did
Spelled
not.
BEAZ.
Also, get your tickets. It's at Porky's Comedy Club in St. Cloud.
Yeah, buddy.
Great venue. You can go to porkyscomedyclub.com. The shows are Friday and Saturday. And also get some of this moonshine. It's delicious.
Yeah, it is. Moonshine International.
International.com. And
Yeah.
so, and now the taste testing, we've got 2 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You have not tasted
I have not.
this. Would you?
I don't know if
help
I want to
us?
drink after these two.
Can
I work with them every day, and
Can
they're
you
disgusting
pretend?
animals.
He's got herpes, and I'm currently being tested for HPV.
And I've got the general
the
one
dog
on my
thing?
lips.
Yeah, it's the dog thing. Yeah. I'm
Well,
bad.
Malty Poo had
Yeah,
a shot for
yeah,
that.
I'm
so-
naughty.
yeah.
I'm naughty.
Bees, you're welcome anytime. We wish we had longer, but we talked too much earlier.
We
guys.
Y'all are
did.
busy people,
We
sir.
are.
We
I
are.
get that.
Stupid. Hey, thanks for the shine, man.
Oh, my pleasure. And it's good to
Appreciate
see
it.
you
Good
guys
seeing you
again, man. I
too.
love y'all.
Love
Are we
you
gonna
too.
Are we ever gonna do a cruise
I
together?
hope so.
I know.
Tony's
Every-
trying to get us to do one, but Tony's on a cruise every
Yeah,
blanket week.
he's
That
never
guy.
on land anymore.
Yeah, that
Well,
guy.
we got that Wuhan flu. We just got.
Yeah.
That was
Wuhan.
it.
The Wuhan rocked us
Oh,
good.
I'm sorry.
And our listeners have gotten morbidly obese, like bigger.
Oh yeah.
I had Wuhan on cassette tape. Thank you.
All right.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Love you too, man.
Bye bye.
All right, we're done. Are we recording any more today?
That's it for today.
Guys, we'll